Hi, are you feeling a bit low, a bit sad, like you need a warm hug? Come over to the Sweet and Sour Nuggies podcast for all your mental health needs and more. We never shun anyone away. We don't judge. We vent, we heal, we hug. So if your ears need a good hugging, then come on over to the Sweet and Sour Nuggies podcast. That's at S01EP03 pod on all socials. Linktree is linktr.ee/SS Nuggies pod as well. Come listen to us on all platforms, Spotify, Apple, Good Pods and more. Come on over, we always need an extra hug. Listener discretion is advised. This is not for the faint of heart. We deal with all topics, so just be aware. But come on over. You're always welcome.
In the year 2044, advanced artificial intelligence robots drained the Earth of her natural resources, leaving the once thriving planet a barren shell, incapable of sustaining life. From a global population that once approached 8 billion, only a few thousand humans survive by going underground and eventually abandoning the Earth altogether for outer space. In space, a rebel alliance is formed, eventually led by the last survivor of her royal family, Princess Callie Divine. The Allies' sworn mission is to protect what remains of the human race while fighting a bloodthirsty reptilian Illuminati army known as the Archons, who are devoted to eradicating humans from the universe. Employing a mix of alchemy and technology, and led by the dreaded Aleister Crowley and alien Wrathchild, the Archons attack the Allies at every opportunity, driving the dwindling humans to the brink of extinction on the 2000th anniversary of the Earth's destruction.
And there you go. That is Bigfoot versus the Illuminati. That's all you needed to know. That's pretty much the entire intro of the film. You're welcome. Watch it with some alcohol. And that's it. Bye-bye. Don't worry, that's not really the review. Sit back and relax and enjoy the actual review.
You only give him a little spark of madness.
Followed Mr. Carpenter. What he saw couldn't have been a dream. It was too real. But it couldn't have been true either. It was too deliciously frightful.
Frank, that's yesterday. Old times are only good when you've had them.
Night after night, all alone. Daddy's all pent up. Let's freak.
Third irrational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Why, hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Film Spark podcast. My name is Ebony, and yes, I really did watch Bigfoot versus the Illuminati. This is no clickbait. This is no drill. I really put myself through that hour and 15 minutes for your entertainment. I mean, not really. It was actually just requested for me, so for the one person who requested it, it's for your entertainment. If this doesn't prove that I'll watch fucking anything, then nothing will. Now, before we get into some real details about the film, I thought I would read some of the best reviews I've ever seen from IMDb for Bigfoot vs. the Illuminati. Let's start with Poopy Fart Bum Bum by Julian Ricciuti. This is literally the best movie ever conceived by mankind. This is truly the greatest achievement by any film studio. Some might even say it's bananas. The Godfather has got nothing on this masterpiece. But also, I've never watched this movie before, so it's an instant classic. Then, you've got the Oh So Serious. I think that's Iyama or Llama. Maybe it's Llama. Lahmer. I think it's an L. It's either L or an I. Anyway, look at the picture and you now, which I think is meant to be no, inclusive the title, only a moron would direct and star in this. What has the virus C-19 done to the movie industry? R.I.P. 1 out of 10 stars. I mean, he's going to take this film seriously? How have you, like, you've looked at the picture and then you've watched this and gone, wow, this is bad. And then you've taken the opportunity to go online and say how bad it is, but then call other people stupid for creating it, even though you watched it anyway after watching or after seeing the poster. Alrighto. My favourite though, my favourite of all time IMDb review by Furnace Funeral. 10 out of 10, but pretty horrible. But in an amazing way. Nice way to kill an hour waiting for my KY jelly to arrive from Amazon. I'm too embarrassed buying jelly at the store. All the clerks know that I like sticking things where the sun doesn't shine, which is why I liked this movie so much. But in all honesty, this movie was god-awful. Well, I hope you got your KY jelly then, Furnace Funeral. Let's get into some little nitty-gritty details, shall we? Now, Bigfoot versus the Illuminati. I don't even know where to begin. Do I go with the absolutely amazing animated effects? Do we go with the absolutely amazing voice cast? Do we go with the fact that every single fucking person that's ever lived on the planet has been thrown into this film? And by that, I mean... I can't take this seriously. By that, I mean not only do we have Bigfoot, not only do we have the Illuminati, we also have Stalin. We also have Aleister Crowley, who was an alien. Well, sort of. The aliens brought him back, like his mind back, and put it in one of the alien bodies. And now the one and only Aleister Crowley wants nothing but blowjobs. And no, I'm not making this shit up. But not only do we have Aleister Crowley, not only do we have Bigfoot, we've got the one, the only, Van Helsing. Which I'm still trying to understand exactly what he is. I don't know if he is a clone, if it was like a mind transfer thing, like the Aleister Crowley thing. I don't know. Regardless of what it was weird, but highly entertaining. Now, mind you, other than Bigfoot coming in, pretty much all of this happens in the first 10 minutes. Like, this is balls to the wall crazy. But the kind of film it is, it's like you've given a bunch of 16-year-olds free reign to make whatever film they want. Mind you, I'm talking typical horny 16-year-olds. Because 90% of this film is just dialogue about sex. It's about captains falling in love with captains. It's about blowjobs. It's about just sex in general. It's just a big old orgy without ever seeing the orgy. But it's still quite a... It's got a charm about it. It's got a charm about it. A weird charm, nonetheless. But a charm regardless. And when I say that, I mean... Anyone here is a fan of Dragon Ball, and I mean not just Dragon Ball, but the Team 4-Star Dragon Ball Abridged that used to be on YouTube, which I think got taken down. Think of that. It's that kind of ridiculousness, but handed to 16-year-olds. I'm probably lying. They probably are actually adults, but my God, it doesn't sound like it. And the voices... Oh my God, these voices. You've got Bigfoot who sounds like Fat Albert, which is mind-blowing enough as it is, especially with the way that he looks. Which, by the way, looks nothing like the poster. Nothing like the poster for this film at all. So don't go into this expecting to see what you see on the poster, because you definitely don't. But alas, I am getting ahead of myself. So let's rewind and give you a bit of plot, shall we? Now, IMDb describes it as Earth Year 4044. Advanced AI robots have drained the Earth of its natural resources, leaving the planet a barren shell. A rebel human alliance, adrift in space with no planet to call home, calls on the infamous monster slayer Van Helsing and his co-pilot, Bigfoot, to do battle with humanity's greatest enemies, the Illuminati. Now, to a point, that is pretty much what the film is about, but you would expect there to be some kind of battle between Bigfoot, Van Helsing, and the Illuminati, would you not? Yeah, that doesn't happen. There is no battle. There is no fighting. There is nothing but weird, horny 16-year-old dialogue throughout this entire film. And some actually really interesting sound effects. As someone pointed out to me, there's the Mandalorian, or what sounds like the Mandalorian theme song. And what I thought I heard was the Doctor Who TARDIS sound. So it's like they've just taken a whole bunch of really familiar sounds that sound kind of like serious, alien-y, and a bit like creepy, and just shoved it in the film because apparently they could. And on the most part, it does work. The sound effects really aren't that bad. The animation's really not that bad. And the dialogue, okay, the dialogue really is that bad, but it's so bad it's good. This is one of those films where it's like, it's so bad it's good, but it's still not rewatchable. It's like, it's on the list of, okay, cool, I've watched this, now I don't have to ever watch it again. But I still somewhat enjoyed it. Because when I say that I was crying, crying through this film, it doesn't even come close to how I felt. It is the most ridiculous, out of this world, pun intended, movie you've ever seen. It's just bonkers. It's literally just a school project. That's what I see this as. I see this as a bunch of teachers got some money together, shoved it down some kids' throats and gone, you know what, do what you can with it. Because if you go into this thinking it's going to be a serious film, first of all, who the fuck are you? Look at the poster and the name. Like, come on, you know it's nothing. It's going to be serious. But like, you go in with really low expectations, and I think you can somewhat enjoy this. You can find something to enjoy about this film. Whether it is the stupid dialogue or the sexual tension with everyone, or even just the voice acting alone, I cannot fault the animation, regardless. Like, for what it is, it was a lot better than I thought I was walking into. But I find this film is just highly entertaining. Now, that doesn't mean I would give it 5 out of 5 or 10 out of 10 or however you want to do it, but it's entertaining enough. Like, it's clearly a 1.5, maybe 2 out of 10 or 2 out of 5 stars, but that doesn't make it unwatchable completely. Believe me, I'm not sitting here saying that this actually is a masterpiece and everyone should be rushing out to go watch it, but what I'm saying is if you've got some alcohol around and an hour and 15 minutes to kill, by all means put it on. I do think, however, the funniest part of all of this isn't the characters, isn't the dialogue, but it's the fact that IMDb not only classes this as an animation, but classes it as a horror. Because there's nothing horrific about this film. There's no battle, there's no blood, there's no nothing. If anything, it's borderline animated porn. Oh, this film is just on a whole other level. It really is. I mean, starting off with understanding that Aleister Crowley is an alien that just wants a blowjob, or mini blowjobs. And then going into Stalin makes an appearance. And then you've got the weirdest looking Bigfoot I've ever seen that sounds like Fat Albert. And then on top of that, you got Van Helsing as like... I think they're human still, or somewhat human. I don't know what you want to call them. Maybe they're robots? Maybe they're the AI robots. I still don't fully understand what I watched. I did enjoy it though. It was just so stupid. Now, when I watched this, I had, if any of you guys ever listened to or ever followed that damn podcast, back when they were around, Don was watching it at the same time I was, and he was messaging me, and oh my god. We said so much back and forth. Like, we were in fucking tears. Like, I mean, with classic lines like, you're gonna fuck like a beast and sex squatch, and I'm eating a liverwurst sandwich, which I still don't understand why that was ever brought up. I just... this is ridiculous. Like, you can have so much fun with this. Like, if you and a bunch of friends have an hour and 15 minutes to kill, like I said earlier, make sure you've got some alcohol involved. You will thoroughly enjoy yourself because it's so stupid. so stupid. I mean, you start off with the aliens, which okay, look, I'm probably misquoting or misreading this, but I think either the aliens are meant to be the Illuminati, or they're teaming up with the aliens to defeat the Illuminati. I'm still very confused on that. But like, you've got fucking Egyptian mythology in here. There's everything you could shove into an hour and 15-minute movie. You've got. Okay, like, you will never need to watch anything else again. This is it. This is the final movie. Just give this a go and just see how you feel. It would appear that I've missed yet another very big plot point in this film, and that would be Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde are the doctors of humanity for this film. That's right, we've got Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde up in this bitch too now. There is so much. I have tried to rewrite a script, and I can't. If you guys know me, I don't script these. I just fucking go off the whim, because as soon as I try, I fail. And I'm going through everything I've got written down, and no matter how many times I try to put it, like, even just reading it, I can't, because it's just so ridiculous. So ridiculous. So what I am going to do is actually play you some clips from the film, just so you can understand the type of craziness that this is. So be prepared, but enjoy, as I play some inserts from Bigfoot versus the Illuminati.
I see no land, motherfucker. I only see dying stars and floating debris.
Yes, well, we're not in the business of cosmic cleanup. This is wartime, and I'm Ralph Child, leader of the Archon Army, the new masters of the universe.
How fascinating. I'm Alistair Crowley, and I have never grown out of that infantile belief that the universe was made for me to suck. Speaking of, if the date on this screen is correct, I haven't had a blowjob in 3,000 years. And who's going to suck my dick with me looking like this?
Don't fret.
Well, if it isn't the infamous Bigfoot, how have you been, big guy?
Huh? Remove that helmet and identify yourself, lest I rip your limb from limb.
Whoa, buddy. I'm no gambler. It's me, Van Helsing.
Van Helsing? Which one?
Not the original.
Good. I hate that little prick. He pounds a steak until a couple of bouncy dickheads with fangs. All of a sudden, he's a big hero. Hero my ass.
I hear that a lot, but I'm not him. I'm the guy who had your back against the Cromulons in that saloon fight a couple years back.
Right. Yo, I'm bad motherfucker, VH. What brings you to this remote location? Ain't easy to find. Earth or no Earth.
Tell me about it. I remember after we left those Croms laying, you said if I ever needed anything, you owed me one. Well, I need your help.
Those Croms hold a grudge. They didn't jump you, did they? Sneaky fuckers.
No, Bigfoot, it's not the Cromulons. It's the Arkans.
Whoa, you crossed the Arkan army. My man, you must have a death wish.
Well, ladies and germs, there you have it. You've had some inserts. You've had some very interesting IMDb reviews. And I don't believe there's anything else I can add to this review, because it is just batshit crazy. So please go and watch it. I am going to actually put myself through a little bit of more hell. The production company, if you want to call it that, who created this one or released this one, has 2 or 3 or 4 more in the series of the Bigfoot verses, and I am going to watch them all. And then we're going to have one lovely get together at the end and rank them all together. So thank you very, very much, Ostviking on Instagram, for recommending this one. It was a lot of fun. It was bad. It was good. It was a lot of fun. My overall final score is, for pure stupidity and entertainment, absolutely 5 out of 5. But as an overall film and an actual critique and actual review, I'm going to go about 1.5, maybe 2 out of 5 stars. I can't bring myself to go 5 out of 5. It's not something you're going to rewatch on a daily basis, or maybe yearly. Yearly's pushing it. Maybe every 5 years, just to remind yourself the film exists. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Thank you very, very much for listening as per usual, and you'll hear from me next week when we go back and do Skinamarink. That was supposed to be done last week, but I was sick, so I couldn't. So before I go, thank you muchly to Sean, who filled in last week and kicked off the new monthly guest host segment in the series. I hope you guys enjoyed his Stardust review. But for now, I am just going to say good night, good day. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and you'll hear from me in a week. Bye, everyone. You were just listening to the Film Spark podcast. For all your film needs and more. Like what you heard? Give us a shot. Follow us on Spotify, Apple, GoodPods and more. Or follow the socials at film_spark_pod. You know what? Just follow us on everything. Check out the Linktree. linktr.ee/filmsparkpod. Find us, follow us, give us a shout. We always want to hear from you.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.